It's the Unbalanced Podcast. Unbalanced, 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 unbalanced. It's the Unbalanced Podcast.
What's going on, guys? You're locked into the Unbalanced Podcast. It's your boy London A. What's good?
Hey.
Jacko.
Leroy Smith out of the box.
Steelo.
Miss Santos in the building.
And as you can see, we've got a special guest with us this evening. Heard his name already. I'll say it again. Mr. Leroy Smith. Author of the book Out of the Box, which is about his life. You see? Levels.
I need my copy.
Yeah, you can have that one.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you. I got a copy.
Spoke, brat. So, how you doing, Leroy?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? Yeah?
I'm good, bro.
Wicked. So, first and foremost, I want to thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure. Let me turn this phone off. I'm rude.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing your
100%.
story with with the world and with us. Like, it means a lot.
Yeah, no, that's a pleasure.
Listen,
as well.
before you start, I'm not going to lie, I've been excited about this one.
He's been the most excited.
Ever since...
Longest
We need to get Leroy, you know.
since- Yeah,
We need
yeah,
to get
yeah.
Leroy, you know.
Yeah, I've been pushing Aaron, make sure we get Leroy on.
Yeah.
One of the first ones.
did.
Look, I met you a little while ago
Yeah.
when you came and told your story to us at the pupil referral unit. And, you know, ever since then... I was locked in. Obviously, first of all, you know, what happened was in an area next to mine. I'm not going to say too much because I want you to tell your story. So that like naturally attracted me to it. And then, yeah, the story I was stuck to it, man. Googling things after, YouTubing, talking to people about it. And they're like, yeah, I remember this and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I've been pushing Aaron to get you on, man. And I'm over the moon to have you here, man.
Nah, man, it's a pleasure, brother. And what it is, those times when in front of children and that, and young people, that's the nicer parts because you're giving back something, and that knowledge is invaluable. So it's nice, it's unexplainable how that feels. And yeah,
And I can honestly tell you as well that touched a few kids as well. Some of the kids after that, some of them went away and read your book. Even a couple of them told me they actually bought your book off Amazon. And they was.
It's real story,
yeah,
and real everything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's nothing
Yeah.
sideways in
Nothing
in
fabricated. It's just all real.
real.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, that's what it is.
So take us to the beginning.
So basically, born in South London. My mum got murdered when I was 2, and I grew up with my gran, and then I just ended up, you know, around people on the street side of everything rather than in my house, and just slowly got into petty crime until it just escalated to more serious crime, then to violent crime, armed robberies, and then start shooting people, and it culminated in the shooting of 2 police in South London. And then I ran away. I escaped that incident at that time, but I got arrested at a later date in America. So basically, that was the end of everything, and I now got 25 years prison time.
Sorry, Leroy. So you said, obviously, like I said, it was a snowball effect from petty crimes to violent crimes and so forth, and then to a point where you shot 2 police officers, and then you said you went to America?
Yeah.
And was it in America that they arrested you for the actual crime?
Yeah, so what happened, I got arrested by an FBI SWAT team, and then I got put on remand.
What, at the airport, or was you in the country already?
I was already over there. So I was over there for a few months before I got arrested.
Okay.
Another incident happened, and that person sent the FBI. So it's just like, from you playing them kind of games, eventually something's going to go wrong,
Catch up with
and
you.
you're going to go to prison. That's just, you can last as long as you want. It's going to happen one day. If you're doing it every day, that's just the maths. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And then I went on remand, and then I got extradited back to England. And then I had my trial, and I got 25 years, 18 years, 14 years, 5 years, and 2 years. And
So you see when they took you back to England, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously you would have gone on the plane.
Yeah.
What was like?
That-
What was it like? You wouldn't have got on like a plane with all the normal
yeah,
passengers.
no, we
What was
did.
that
It,
like?
it was crazy. What happened? We got, and you know what they done, and I know it now. But at the time, I didn't realize. And what they did, they put me in a wheelchair, and then we had armed police and that just escorting me around. So they put me in this room, that room, that room, and then a woman came. Like I was in this position for hours, and then this woman came and said, "Oh," talking to everyone. And she said, "Oh, you must be thirsty. You thirsty? You want a drink?" And me, like a fool, I said yes. And then I got the can of drink, and I drank it and put it down. And that was a bad mistake because that left a fresh pair of my fingerprints for them.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah,
Fresh.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's the kind of things what happen when you get to that level. You're not getting out of it. They're gonna make sure, even if there's nothing, they're gonna make sure there's something, just enough for it to be you.
Yeah.
Even though they know it's you anyway, that's not the point. It's supposed to be the evidence. But anyway, so that happened, and then I went into the actual plane, and they put the blanket over me, so I'm handcuffed.
Okay,
And then
so
they said, if you
So
wanna,
you was on a plane with other
yeah,
people
yeah.
going
Then they
back
said,
to England.
then they said, if you wanna go toilet, they had this little bottle thing, and they said, because you're not leaving this seat. You understand? And then there was some blonde girl. I remember it like yesterday. Yeah, she had like some little John Lennon glasses, and she was smiling with me throughout the whole flight. And the policeman said, "Stop looking at her, you're scared." I was saying, "What are you talking about? I'm not." She's smiling with me. Do you understand? Yeah. So then, when we got to the other end, all these English police came on there, had all Range Rovers on the tarmac and all that, and they just started reading off bare murder, attempted murder, shootings, this, that, and all of the people, you could just see their faces like they were just head down. Everyone.
I'm sure that blonde woman wasn't smiling anymore.
Yeah. She weren't smiling anymore. Everyone was just off basically, and then they took me off, and then went from there to Norwood Police Station, double cat A. So that means you don't stop for nothing. You just go straight there, no traffic lights, nothing. You get like 3 cars, like 2 in front and 1 behind, or some motorbike, sometimes helicopter, and then making sure you get from every point without
Proper.
no
Yeah,
itching.
you just
Wow.
shot 2 police officers.
Yeah,
Man.
wow.
This
And
was serious.
Plus,
stuff,
I
innit?
escaped from prison before that as well, so they know I will try it.
You was a handful,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
of course.
Just to ask, was it fatal? The 2 police?
No, God,
No.
I'm thankful to God that it wasn't, because if it was, that would have been a total different scenario, and I wouldn't be here talking to you guys
Okay.
now. Because
Okay.
you don't get out if a policeman's dead, then it's murder.
Yeah.
Life.
Okay.
25 years is terrible, but it's got a date. What comes? That's why I'm still here now talking to you, because the date came. But if you get life, you're at the system's discretion to let you out, and that my character's not conducive to anyone being in the mood to let me out. If they never had to let me out, when they let me out, it was with dog escort to the gate, police handcuff to take me to the hostel, and then some heavy duty surveillance. They never let me out in no nice way. It's because it's the law, and I had to be let out. Do you understand? But if you're getting life, you have to go down the system to B cat, C cat, and anything every day, any little thing, they can just write something about you or just have you up. You understand? And there's not, and you can't win. You understand?
You have no voice.
No,
Basically.
and you have to either make up your mind. Either you're gonna just submit to the system. That means when they make joke, you have to laugh even when you don't think it's funny.
Serious.
Bag of idiot thing. You have to actually sell out yourself. Yeah. And I've seen people do it. I've seen people try and change and really try and change, and the system won't accept that they've changed. And I've seen them in tears, grown gangsters, grown tough, big man in tears like a baby because they just want out. You understand? The porridge is kicked in and they're not on it no more.
They don't want that. They don't want that drama.
Once you get past 10 years in there, no women, no humanity, nothing. Just some grime. Yeah? And that meditation there, to every day wake up and put your boots up and be ready, is not no easy order.
Very important question. What gave you the incentive to carry on while you was in there? Because obviously.
So did you serve your full 25 years?
No,
by
I
the way?
served 20.
20. That's a long time.
Yeah. And basically, because I was a little bit, you could as well say mad, yeah. I just didn't really penetrate it like that to say. I just said to myself, I'm not coming out. And then you just start living inside that world there.
Yeah.
And then when you get transferred and you go from one place to another and you're on the street, when you look through the window, it's like looking on a TV, because that world ain't even a world again. What you know,
That's
you
interesting.
understand?
Yeah.
Because you're just looking and you can see the cars, everything driving past, but that's not your world. You're just looking, and you can only see it for half an hour until you get to the next pen, and then that's it. You're going to be in a place where you might not even see grass again.
Wow.
For a couple months, you understand? And that's just what it is.
So it's
Yeah.
a state of mind, basically, that you have
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah, and then you
psych
can make a
yourself.
mini world out of that world. So people got their little clothes and their little Rolex and their little this and that and their little phone, whatever.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Feel like they're on top of stuff, and they can do one thing for people outside who can do something back for them in return and make a life for themselves.
Do you, because when I was in uni, I did criminology whilst I was in uni, and my dissertation was on the prison system, whether it was actually a good rehabilitation, a way to kind of rehabilitate
yeah.
people. Do you feel
No,
being in the prison system for 20 years that it helps
no,
people?
it doesn't. It's retribution. That's it. It's not a rehabilitation place. They're not interested in that. And the mindset of this country is not to give rehabilitation. It's not very forgiving nation. That's a myth.
So you
They're
think
not
it's more of
forgiving.
punishment than
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
rehab?
Well, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And now everything's just getting stiffer and stiffer. No one ain't understanding that it's economic, and there's reasons behind a lot of the stuff what happened. You understand? And if things was balanced, how they're supposed to be, a lot of the stuff wouldn't be happening. And a lot of the people, what they don't even know themselves, they don't even know their real history or their real name or ancestors because of all the different things, slavery, this and that. It's had an effect on them now in this time, and it's put the other people, what was the aggressors, their people are all up because of all of that naughtiness. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And no one ain't addressed none of that. So there's a bag of unaddressed things,
Issues.
yeah, bubbling away, and everyone now with the internet opens up people's eyes and minds, and that's why so much things can happen what never used to happen so quick. Do you understand? Because there's a lot of things there, and the internet makes it possible.
Speeding up the process of the information.
There you go.
Education.
Yeah, and the reactions.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah.
So do you feel like it's a bit of a, because we know that in America it's a business, quite apparent because they've got the highest rate of
Yeah, but
mass incarceration. How do you feel about the UK?
England's system is not built like that to financially make companies rich and all that, but it's built to just keep poor people in check, and that's basically it. So they will always find a cell for you, no matter what the circumstances. They will always find a cell for you. That's what a man needs to know. Yeah, no matter how whatever's going on, there will never be a time in England where they haven't got a cell ready for you. That's what you need to know.
Do you share cells?
It
Sorry.
depends who you are.
Oh, okay.
So
I've never sold this shit.
No.
No.
So you wasn't. So he
When
would,
you're a cat
so he
A,
would
you
have been
don't share
high,
cells.
because he would have been high risk.
You don't share cells.
Oh, so if you're higher risk, you
So if
don't.
he's- yeah, but yeah.
And then
Oh,
if you're a
okay,
B
that's
cat
how
and all
it
that,
works.
they put them
So
sometimes.
people like who do robbery and drugs, they're more likely to be part of that.
Yeah,
and so and stuff
I'm
like
I'm not going in no cell with no man.
Yeah.
Mad. No.
So I'm gonna go back a little bit. What age did you start getting into all this madness? Because if I've missed it in the book, was there any like hobbies or anything you did when you was younger, like play football or anything like that? Was there anything you was into?
Not really, you know. I was just like a quiet person. Seemed a quiet person. So basically, I'm just following people at that stage. I wasn't my own person.
Yeah.
You understand? And that never came into play until way down. So probably if I knew a fraction of what I knew from now, I would have just done things different because I already was smart enough, but I just didn't apply myself because I didn't have the right
Leadership or mentorship.
to follow
Yeah.
this man or that man rather than this crowd. You understand? That's what happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people do things because they're scared as well. they're scared, and the fear can just make a lot of things happen. They can get brave. Fear can make people brave, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know that
Yeah.
because it's feared, but it's scared. They're really scared. They're so scared. They're making sure nothing don't happen. Do you understand? Or they're gonna make sure they do something first.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had actually a discussion around youth. I just want to make it just a quick question, like youth and knife crime, and what's going on in London at the moment. And we actually, as a group, we actually had a discussion regarding some of the solutions. What do you think is the solution, being one of the solutions, or you feel like for the young people today, for us to kind of reduce the knife crime, or
My
just your
way,
perspective?
what I think is all of the big people, what's relevant from each community, who the people them respect, they're supposed to go out of their way and put put the energy on the people to allow certain stupid things, and then curve it in that in-house way where they know them. Do you understand? So they're more likely they will have to listen.
Like,
You understand what I
your
mean?
elder, like the
Yeah,
elders.
yeah.
But I feel like
But
some of these young people don't respect the
no,
elders
no.
no
But
more.
it's the right ones. There are ones there what they have to respect,
Mm-hmm.
and them ones probably just make their money and don't care about it like that
Mm-hmm.
because they're not looking at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to be running around stabbing up each other is so dumb. It's beyond words.
Mm-hmm.
Because all that energy and all of that, if you want to be a warrior, cool. There's a bag of things you can do. And if all of you sticks together, straight away, you would have been up straight away. Because you would add one body of power,
Mm-hmm.
what the whole country would have to respect, and you'd get broken off properly. Government would break you off properly. You wouldn't be suffering again. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
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 Because you segregate and conquer, basically.
Yeah. So you're running around, killing, stabbing up your own people. You're just really, really got it twisted. So wicked. And then after that, you're gonna go and sit down in that cell. Yeah. If you don't dead on the road. So that means the whole thing's just long. It doesn't really make no sense. At least in my time, as bad as it is, the reason I was doing all of that fuckery was because I wanted money and I didn't want to work for it. I decided I wanted to take people's things for myself. That is it. So I walk with 10 grand pocket money every day, and I sell drugs and I rob people and I carry my gun to protect myself and my interests. I'm not just going around doing things. And then that's it. From that's running smooth, you ain't gonna hear a peep out of me because that's my agenda, and that's it. I'm my own judge, my own jury. That's it. I'm cutting through, and it was working. That's it.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't understand what the formula is and why you need to dump on each other.
For any reason,
Yeah.
like any reason.
Yeah,
There's
like,
no
it
even
doesn't
reasons
make
no
no
more.
sense, and the man are not even ail each other. Don't do nothing, like stiff face, everything, and it's long. And I know if there was certain man what I know from dispersal, and they wasn't in dispersal and they was on road, yeah, in their rightful communities, and they was mindful to change up things, it would change because there are people, you know, what there are people what's got the right influence to make it work, but they haven't got no motive to do that unless there was some package where you build some big funding for multi-millions and everyone could link into it and get them, you understand, then they can see why they're doing it. No one ain't going to do it just for the sake of it. Me, when I buy my journey going on, when it's finished and Netflix is finished and everything's done and dusted, I'd put my own money into something just to show like a little community and make it work there to show that it could work anywhere. Just use that as a test spot and use your own money for it. Do you understand? And then when that works for a year, then you can take that anywhere because then you've got a case study, you've got something you've proven something now. Yeah, and then other people with their money what can't done can come and take over and roll it out. So it can change, man, but people have to be mindful to make it change because it's not right.
I hear that.
So Leroy, take us back to the day when the incident took place on Cold Harbour
Took my
Lane.
question, man.
Should have been more quicker, mate.
So I'm gonna add to that.
I was gonna,
I've got something different. Don't worry.
Alright, cool. Take us back to the day. Like, how was that day going for you from the moment you woke up to when it happened? What was going on? Like,
It was just a normal
what was
day.
Leroy Smith doing that day before that
Yeah.
encounter
It was just
took
a normal.
place?
It was just a normal day. Nothing unordinary was going on. Then times we had everything was so in tune and in line to make sure that it's in your favor. Like I'd come to England in the winter, so then it's dark early, so I can go bed, yeah, and wake up. And by the time I wake up and ready to touch the road, it's like 4, 5 o'clock. It's already dark. Do you understand? And then from then, right through till if I might go to a one bar or whatever in the night, and then ready to lock off, it's by 1, 2 o'clock tops. You understand? And then that's me. So that means I'm not even really seeing the mainstream enough of the things what everyday people see because I don't need to. And when I need something, someone's bringing it. Like I can say, get a rental, get this, whatever, and it's you understand. So that's how we're living. And that day was just a normal day. I was in, where was I? Norwood, I think. Yeah, I was in Norwood, and what was it Norwood or Croydon? One of the two.
I think it's.
Yeah,
and
then
I know a lot,
yeah.
you know. I know a lot
Norwood,
about the story, you know.
You read the book.
But basically, yeah, what happened? I sent someone to collect some money from someone who owed me. It's my friend. Why they're dead now. So, R.I.P. But that person, it wasn't an issue. But I sent them to collect the money and they didn't. So then I just got a bit. I just wanted it. So I just decided I'm gonna go myself. So then I told the person on the bike who rode the bike, yeah, to take me down to Brixton, and we just jumped on the bike to go down there and collect this money. So it's just like just bad luck or whatever you want to call
But
it.
you was wanted.
Yeah, I'm wanted.
Leading up to that already, wasn't you?
I'm wanted for escaping from prison
Yeah.
and armed robbery in a post office in Leicester. So I'm proper wanted, and I got my gun on me, and obviously drugs. So yeah, we've gone to the pub, and I collected my money, and then but when I was going in there, I saw the police car, but I see it go up, and like it must have took a right. So then when we come out, I said to my man to hurry up because that car, I see it bust a right, and I just had a feeling it was gonna go around and come back. And then as I said that, I don't know what happened, but he must have one of us touched the bike by accident, and the bike's got a delay thing on it, so it couldn't move now. And you have to leave it
Prematurely.
yeah, for 30, 40 seconds or what it is.
Yeah.
So now we're stuck there because we'd have been gone, you know, stuck there. And then if I was thinking one step further, I would have just cut it into the estate right there and just itch and just waited because he could have took a stop. I couldn't take a stop. You understand? And then that would have been fine, but I didn't even think that far. And then before you know it, the car just came there, right there, in front of us, and they went. That was it now. So everything's sealed because they're there, and we know it's us that they come for. So then it depends how far they're gonna go. Sometimes you might can get stopped, and I got stopped before. If the wind blow, they see it, but they weren't really on to like anything too much, and they just asked a couple of light questions and kept it moving. So I just did the same, and they just was no the wiser of nothing, and I just went about my business. You understand? Because no one's looking for problems, but this was different. They decided that they was going to search us because we come out of that pub, and they wanted overtime. That's what the man said that was all now.
Yeah, remember that.
So that's what happened. So then, yeah, that's how it happened. So basically, they've said about the pub and everything, and then my Cody started saying, but he ain't got nothing to hide, and lifting up his hand, ready to give them a search. You understand? True, he knows that he ain't wanted, and I'm wanted. He feel like he's smart, yeah. And then by then it just everything started because what happened first? He said that, and then started to do something with his gloves and all of this, and then I must have tried to like shape up myself, you know, like position myself. And my man said, don't, like something like that.
Yeah.
Then it just happened. Everything just happened.
Correct.
Do you understand? And that was it.
Instinctively, you just reacted
Yeah,
to
everything just happened. So my man there, he got shot in his leg. Yeah, and then the James, the one for giving me, he got shot in his back.
So did you shoot
Understand?
the one who you got with second?
Second.
Okay.
So basically, and then the one in the air is my Cody. He's trying to run away from me now. True, things have got spicy, and
So you shot a third shot into the air.
yeah, to bring him back to the bike because I'm just making it. He has to get me away. Remember, and I can't
was he
ride
making a
bike.
runner?
Yeah, he was trying to run away.
Okay.
He lost the plot. You see, there's levels. Some people, when you get to a certain level of thing, they will just freeze up, or they can't function again. Their mind's gone. They don't.
Yeah,
they can't keep.
You
their
weren't
head.
built for that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's thinking Leroy's just busted
Yeah,
thing. I'm
yeah,
gone, boy.
yeah. He tried to run away from me, so that wasn't gonna happen. So we got to Norwood, and then I just basically took off the helmet, threw it under a car, went in the minicabs, and just said to them that my someone's in a hospital and I need a cab, just like emergency. And then I just took the cab to one of my cousins, and then they went and got someone else come pick me up, changed guns, went to a hotel, got rucksack, some other bits and pieces, and then went to some ferry port, some out in the sticks, Halifax or some funny place, and just took a ferry to Holland, bro. I remember that was all happening in 24 hours.
Wow.
And I remember looking at England, it was just getting smaller and smaller. And the last phone call I made on the Nokia thing, because it couldn't, the signal can't go too far. And then I just dash it in the sea. You get me? And then that was it. Finished.
So, just touching up on what Aaron said about what happened that day. So, leading from obviously when you shot the two police officers to going on the run, and then being in jail. Do you ever feel like you wish you'd done things different? Like, for example, maybe told the officers just to get on the floor.
Yeah, I do.
Or
thought
you
that.
did say you shot the third bullet up in the air.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you
I do
you could have
think
done something
I
a bit
do.
different?
I did think that, and I do. You would wish that, but in hindsight, it's easy to say that. But in real life, it's different. And plus, in England, say police ain't gonna just listen to you like that. They don't work like that. It's not like Jamaica or somewhere where the people them are gonna listen to you. They're not gonna listen to that. You understand? And that's like really thought out. This is a fast flight or fight thing.
Just
It's
0 to 100.
That's it, and that's it. You're looking to escape. You're not looking to go to prison, and that's it. And that's what happened. Just for that little more months or whatever, because I still got nicked in the end. So it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah.
Whatever way you look at it, I wouldn't advise anyone to try to do anything like that, because you're just not gonna win.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
mentally you were younger as well, so
Yeah.
Emotionally and mentally, at that time that might be logical. Where when you're older,
This is stupid.
Yeah.
Don't make no sense.
So
because you might as well just gone and done your bird for what you was wanted for. Would have got a 10 or a 12. Be back on road.
Yeah.
Which is sad because a lot of our young people are actually facing more years than they've actually been alive in this
Yeah. And since I've been doing good work now, I've been to Aylesbury and all these places, and I've met little youths doing life, talking about it's calm and all that life. IPP and Queen, Her Majesty's Pleasure, Queens. That's a life sentence for juveniles. They're there now in Aylesbury.
Do you feel obviously that
It's a
children should face life imprisonment?
No, only in extreme circles. I don't think so, because if there's a young person, a real child, they didn't know. They're not gonna. A child's brain ain't like an adult's, But
goes through phases.
Yeah. So you have to take things into consideration, and just giving someone a bag of prison sentence ain't gonna change anything. You might have neutralized that one person, but you need to get more deeper into the fabric of things.
The psyche.
Why does these things go on? Because they don't go on everywhere. There's enough countries in Europe, there's nothing like that. It's peaceful.
Yeah, I was saying that the other day.
I've never been to Switzerland in them place, but I've heard.
And that's what I referenced, Switzerland.
Yeah, I've
Switzerland is
heard
calm,
that there's nothing like that going on. Because the people them's got their money and they're willing to share some of it, and everyone's living decent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Everyone's got their education and got their understanding of life to a level that they're civilized, not moving like a caveman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
Like,
understand?
yeah.
How many different countries did you go on the run on?
I've been to Jamaica a few times, America, Holland. Yeah, that's it.
And obviously back then, well, I was only 4 or 5 years old. I don't know what the news was like back then. Going by the documentary the other day, it looked nothing like how it is now. Did you see yourself on the news in these different countries? Because obviously this is a big thing. You've just shot 2 police officers in England.
When I got arrested in America, there was newspaper clippings and I was on the news while I was in the prison. And then when I went to England, and I'm in Belmarsh, when we used to go court, newspaper and news, you get me? But it's surreal by then because you're done. You're in prison now, mate. The thing's different. You understand? The whole thing's different.
Yeah.
So what was going through your mind after you left the scene? Like,
Just need
I'd
to.
imagine that if it was me and I did that just,
I
I don't know, of impulse, I'll be thinking, shit, I've just shot 2 police officers.
I was
I'm
thinking,
effed. Like, what was you thinking?
I was thinking, I phoned a couple people and all of them were saying, leave. And I just basically, as I said, swap guns so that if anything fresh happens again, ballistics is different from that. For the time that until I do leave, and then just organize out. So passport, money, clothes, transport, and cranked it up in 24 hours. Gone.
Was there a sense of remorse?
So,
It's not a scenario like that because I don't know these people. Do you understand? Like I've got my little personal circle, and that's my personal circle, and that's it. Nothing else is relevant to what I'm doing at this time. You understand? So I'm talking about making good out. That means passport, money, transport.
Your mind's not even there.
You understand? I'm
Your
thinking
mindset.
on my own survival.
Yeah, exactly. I hear what you're
And I
saying.
know I need to leave this country because after a day, everywhere's gonna be locked down. You understand? And even when I got my trial, the prosecutor said, "Yeah, you didn't take a plane, did you? Nah, you knew you couldn't take a plane." You understand?
that eliminates my question then.
So basically, you understand the ferry, them little funny ports was the last little leeway to just squeeze out. Do you understand? Before the thing. You understand?
But now you're there. You're out.
In
Like,
America, but that wasn't
did
a
you
good
know
look.
anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, so you know quite a few people down there. Okay.
So I go to America, I go to New York with my cousin for a little while, but he ain't really on nothing. So I phoned some people from Jamaica and they've got their friends who are
on stuff.
Yeah. So then I get my car, my bits and pieces, and I move to Connecticut. And they're in some 10-year war with some other guys shooting off eardrum and all this madness. Like X on the floor where one man come on holiday and the other side saw them with him once. And the next time they saw him, they mash him up.
Wow.
So it's everything's live. Every day everyone walks with something. In Connecticut.
Normal.
What's that in Jamaica?
No, in
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Oh, Connecticut.
So I mean, some man's got their license for it, but most man's just riding with it. And it's ganged up to the hill. You can pull up at a traffic light. Some people are doing all this mad shit, and you don't even know what they're on about. And you know the man's there. The next man's there with the thing under there.
Wow.
Guy in the shop. If you even look too serious, a man's putting his hand on his thing because the shop got everywhere. Everybody's got it. You understand? So it's like that. That's the environment that I went to.
Somebody would have waved like that.
It's nice. It's crazy. And then that's what I jumped straight back into. And then that wasn't a good look because I'm just escalating everything up more and more. And then that's what happened.
But being from the UK at that time, did you have expectations? You had to go hard, or
no, because I was already going hard.
Yes,
and they're already done.
Doesn't get deeper than 2 push-ups.
No, it doesn't. And plus, before that, something did happen in Jamaica with where some, something serious happened. Yeah, and so from there, the man them know
respect.
You understand? Because from you come from England and you're moving like that in Jamaica,
Yeah.
you would move anywhere.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Jamaica ain't no kind of joke place. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
from when you're stepping over there, you'll step anywhere. Because
Mm-hmm.
that place is serious. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah. And obviously the
And
Jamaicans went to America and
Yeah, right. So those Jamaicans in Jamaica, their friends were living in Connecticut is what I went around.
okay.
You understand? And the Don what was living in Jamaica is my friend. So there's one person was keeping the order. From your link with him, nothing ain't gonna happen because unless he said it, it's not gonna happen. Do you understand? Otherwise, they can't come back down to Jamaica. You understand? Because he's got it locked.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
he says you're to get shot, you're getting shot. And the man that will paid you, take your gun off you, paid you, and shoot you with it in your leg, and you can't do nothing. You have to hold that.
All that area.
Yeah, that's how they're rolling. So it's a levels thing. So when I went there, I was safe, but I was just in a bad environment again,
Yeah.
on the same shit, and then sending for girls and all this to keep up more fuckery, basically, because I was just in a fuckery scenario,
Yeah,
doing fuckery. Yeah, basically, that's the truth.
yeah.
How long was the trial? Court?
6 weeks, I think.
Old,
That's-
Old Bailey, yeah.
Yeah, court number 1.
Sure.
That's the IRA court. You get me? But I should have known I weren't gonna get not guilty. That was just ridiculous. It's just too much.
So where would you have been on? Where would you have been on remand at that time?
Belmarsh unit. Yeah.
Belmarsh, yeah.
They put all of the cases together to make sure that they got me a guilty.
Yeah.
So the all different case, like they said, oh, it's the same gun, but they ain't got no gun. You understand? They even went and bought a different Zig Zoya pistol to the court, what belonged to the police, and said, this is the gun. You understand?
You know, manipulation.
Like hearing everything that you're basically saying, being around some of the people in New York, in Jamaica, don't you feel like there's a lot of collective trauma within the community in terms of the young men that, because it's almost like a toxic cycle that they keep getting themselves into. And even the fact that they have to hold the gun, like you said, it's like a fear thing. It's like they live off fear, which is, again, a toxic behavior to internalize. So doesn't that stem from a trauma that from young you don't deal with? And then as you grow up, you kind of start projecting that onto others and so forth.
Yeah, it's like you would want, it's like you want everyone to respect and look up to you, and you don't business about no one else.
So it's a power thing.
Yeah,
then
that's a caveman mentality, and in a real world that ain't gonna really work. You understand? But that's how small, when you're in a small world with a small outlook to things, it can get you. And if it's working, you ain't gonna stop until it don't work again. And by then you're gonna be in prison or dead. You understand? And plus my story is, not much people get to do all of that before they go to prison. They go to prison way before all of that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's my thing's not the average.
You had a movie,
yeah,
mate.
It's unusual. Yeah. You understand? It's unusual.
Yeah, it's a serious story, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unusual.
So you got 20 altogether.
25.
25 took you out. When did you come out?
I came out 2011.
2011.
So I did 17 years, 3 months.
Wow.
And then I lasted 9 months. I went back to prison for conspiracy to rob.
And how many prisons out of the whole sentence?
Dispersal. It's
Loads.
only 4 prisons.
Oh, okay.
That's where you go when you're a category A.
What were the 4?
Long Lartin, Full Sutton, Whitemore, Franklin.
Whitemore. Okay. Is that where one of the Crays were?
Nah, they would have been in B-Cats from.
I thought one of them was in Whitemore.
What I'm intrigued to find out is a lot of us have conversations about you getting, like you said, if you know you're facing like 20 to 25 years, you have to almost accept that and get yourself into a state of mind that this is now your world. The prison for the next 20 to 25 years is your world. But once you've actually been in that world for 20, 25 years, that becomes your world. So what is then the transition again when you come out in the real world? How do you then
for me
function?
Because I'm the kind of person who's inquisitive, I used to always watch Newsnight, Jeremy Paxman, all of the different things I knew about different world issues, watching privately what's going on. You understand? So I wasn't completely detached, But then when I actually came out, the first time and it went wrong within 9 months, and then I got my not guilty, and then I promised God direct that I'm done, Then I came out 2014, and the person I was with, who's my hero, she just backed me. And she's a lawyer, and she's got a little 40 grand a year, whatever, and she paid for all the bills, everything. Till it was like humbling. I couldn't even believe that someone could do you so
Support
good.
you.
Amen.
Yeah, seriously. And then sat down for a year and wrote that book, and then things started to bubble up. Then I got a job in a prison of all places, and then different things started happening, articles, newspapers, talks, and then it just started bubbling up until now. It's surreal, and it's all from that person, and then me being around her, and then her friends are doctors and different good people. Their core values became mine, because when she's breaking it down to me, like, you get money when you go to work, or someone left it for you in a will, or blah blah. At one time I was sitting down waiting around the phone for money, and she said, "What's that?" And I said, "A man's gonna phone me to give me some money because my friend in prison has told him to give it to me." And this, that doesn't even make sense. I said, well, it does, because it's gonna happen. And then I was waiting, and then the man phoned, and he gave me 3 grand. But you can't live like that, because you're gonna be just going around getting little bits of money from people, and in the end, it's just not gonna. It's just can't continue like that.
Sustain,
And then one day when they want a favor from you and you don't do it, then what? You understand? Because nothing's really for nothing. So I started looking at things different, and then slowly it's just panned out until now. I don't even think about things in no funny way no more. And like the other day, I found a wallet on the roadside, and I actually went myself to the man's door and gave it to him. And the man was so touched. He said, "You're a good man," because he had all of his past, like, you know, his driving
information.
license,
Yeah.
everything,
on there.
cards, everything was in there. It was a full wallet. He never had money, but I had all of his stuff in there. And I know that meant a lot to him. You get me?
I honestly believe that God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the calling, the ones who he calls. And you're like a testimony to that. I do feel a lot of people will be inspired. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, I'm inspired, because sometimes we are very judgmental, and we don't know what journeys people go through individually.
And you know, like, now I've had scenarios upon scenarios where I've helped people in big ways, and they didn't have to beg for it, or, you understand, the mean, it was just natural, and I did it pure, and it's been good for everyone concerned, and that makes me feel good as well. And some of them, if they don't say they want anyone to know, I won't say that this or that, but it's a lot of different people, and for a lot of different reasons. And as you said, you get God could have reasons for you, plans for you didn't even know. You understand? And then, like, now, every step of the way, it's just getting better and bigger and better and bigger. From, it's always in the right trajectory. You understand? So I know that it's live. And then obviously the synopsis for the Netflix, it's in the pipeline. It's me what's holding it back at the moment, but I promise you, when I attack it, it's going to be a
Listen, I'm an actor, so
I was just about to say,
Nah,
do
don't
you
worry,
need,
man.
do you need anyone?
Yeah, when the
Hey,
time
if you
comes.
need an actor,
play you in the movie.
I'm actually an actress, so if you need an actress,
Nah, don't worry, man.
holler
When the time comes, obviously, we'll just do it. When them big guys have done the deal and everything, we'll say, all right, here what we'll
Netflix,
do. We'll get a trailer, and we'll get some mad security, and we'll bring it right down in every hood, and everyone just roll through and show us what you got. You
Yeah, I
see it?
love that. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
That's how we
dope.
do.
That's hood employment.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
about so
All
so
that
what's
good
your
stuff.
relationship? I heard this. Sorry, I keep because I was hearing your stories, bits and bobs. Your relationships with the police officers and someone, the police officer that you shot forgave you. What sort of? I'm
Yeah,
intrigued
so-
to find out about that.
So basically, when I came out and I wrote the book, one of the police officers heard about it, and he got the book, or one of his friends got the book from, and he read it, and then he read it twice, and then he was always wanting me to change my life or to be a good person, and his family was like a vicar and godly, so he's in him to forgive people and them things. You get me? And then he emailed man and said that he, how would I feel if he went to see me and that he's forgiven me, or like along them lines. And at first I was thinking, I was a bit scared, to be honest. I was thinking like, what's really good here? And then I said, all right, well, the person what had been with me all this time, the same lady, I said to her, if she'll come with me, I'll go. And then we went and met him at the train station and had a cup of coffee, and I got to apologize to him face to face. And then that just led to emails and more communication until now. It's proper cool.
What was
And
it
the
like
guy,
seeing him for the first time?
Yeah,
it was
how
weird.
was that
yeah,
moment?
it was weird.
Was
it
it
was
was
weird.
it like a handshake? Like what was it? What was
No,
it? Must have been.
no, it was weird. It was weird,
Yeah.
but because I've already gone in my mind there, knowing what I'm going, and he's already done the same. It's kind of weird, but we both know what we're doing, and we're doing it. You understand?
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. It's like that.
So he forgave you, and now you guys got a good relationship from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
basically,
That's amazing.
That's
yeah,
actually
and,
amazing.
and basically, no policeman's ever done nothing like that before. You understand? So there'll be enough police who wouldn't like that. What he did.
Yeah,
You get
I
me?
bet he's got a lot of backlash.
But
for it.
also,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But he
also,
done
I think,
business because the bigger good is redemption and
yeah,
you understand, forgiveness. You understand? So that goes to anyone in the world. You get me?
Because
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because obviously, as we know, we're going through a situation with a lot of police brutality, a lot of negativity on police, and there's a lot of waste police out there. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, and they kind of overshadow the small minority of the good ones that
Yeah,
actually out there trying to
yeah,
make a change.
yeah, and
because there are good police
Yeah,
officers.
that's
out
what it
there.
is. And what it is, some police just think they must lock up people and just lock up people. What you need to do, I think, is follow the evidence and just work with the evidence. Stop just locking onto people and thinking how you can lock them up. You understand?
yeah,
For nothing. Yeah. Find the evidence and then work with the evidence. Stop arresting people for a bit of cannabis or something silly, and then using that to unlock the powers to go to their house now, to go and do some more
yeah.
digging,
Damage,
to
yeah.
find something, to you just systematically, you understand, trying to lock up people,
Making the world a worse place.
Yeah, for what? Yeah, just follow the evidence, and that's it. And then have little manners and respect, and then things will be fine. Everything will balance out.
Exactly.
But if you don't do that, then you're gonna have problems trying to police certain communities.
And get to know
And
the community as
yes,
well, because
that's
they don't know the
obvious.
community that they're policing.
So
as
you
well.
obviously have to get all them black police there and make them mix in their own community and balance out everything. You understand? Because otherwise, it's not gonna work out. And the little young youths what are on this, whatever they're on, they're not in a nothing with these police.
Yeah.
So they're one's this side, one's that side. So anytime they collide, it's fireworks. Do you understand? And that's long for everybody. Because then that means, like, I don't get stopped and this and this and this and that because the way I move and the way I am. And if I did get stopped, I would know what to say and how to be. So nothing won't be going on with me. Do you understand? You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's just not happening. So, but not everyone, if you don't know how to do all of that, then you're going to get into problems. And then when you get stopped, say if you're 7 deep walking down the road, obviously they're gonna want to stop you, innit? Because you're 7 deep walking on the road. Then you got your trousers pulled down, like I don't know what, and all this other stuff. They're gonna be, you know, even like this
Fit the
bag what I'm wearing,
stereotype,
yeah,
basically.
like that, certain things, and then they're gonna want to play with you because they're gonna feel like they're gonna come up with something on you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a knife, or you're gonna have
Sometimes
this,
the
or you're gonna have
skin
that.
is enough.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, and a
So,
car,
you know,
especially.
or if you drive a
Yeah,
nice
if you
car
look
in
too
a nice
young.
area, you're
Yeah,
too
yeah,
young.
yeah. So
you've got
these are
those
stuff what
factors, yeah.
happens, and it's not supposed to happen. So yeah.
Wow.
So what's next for Leroy Smith?
Yes.
Well, I've got this synopsis
Okay,
thing
can I
here
hold
to
the book? Because
finish.
it's my book now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Let me take the
I got the synopsis what needs to be finished, and I've got a few talks lined up,
This is the book.
and the officer who forgave me, he's written his part of what
Wicked.
happened,
Wicked.
and that's going to be republished. This book's going to be republished with his part in there.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
and my little part with like the gun number 6, which won a BAFTA. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's on iPlayer right now. If you want to watch it,
Hey.
guys.
Yeah.
And this with the policeman's interviews on iPlayer, BBC, policeman who forgives ex-gangster that shot him. So it's on iPlayer, big and bold. And gun number 6, iPlayer, BAFTA winning drama. And I'm
Amazing.
in both of them.
And you can
It's popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have.
So
and
yeah.
they can get the book. If you want to dig deeper into Leroy Smith's
The
story,
book you
then
can get on Amazon,
There you go.
Amazon,
or you can get it off
Amazon's the best
website,
place.
or
That's where I get all my books.
you can contact me and I'll sign a copy and send it. Like Lady What Did It Today.
Bless you.
Yeah.
amazing, man.
Wow.
We'd love to get you back into our workplace again. I think
Yeah,
because
make
obviously
it
you
happen.
know the kids move on and they go
Yeah, man.
colleges, and I think your story will help our
It'll be a pleasure.
vulnerable kids. So definitely try and get you back on, and hopefully, you know, get to have another discussion with you again.
Yeah.
Catch up with you down the
Wow.
line.
Whew. Well, this has been Unbalanced.
Yeah.
Hey. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next
And get your
time.
book.
Get your books,
Get your
guys.
book,
Leroy Smith, thank you very
guys.
much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wicked,
thanks,
wicked,
Leroy. That's
wicked.
amazing. That was
that was
amazing.
nice though. I
Honestly.
enjoyed that.
Yeah?
That story
Good
was.
stuff.
Good
Good
stuff.
stuff.
My buddy's grandpa.
Thank you once again, brother.
I know that was honestly.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.